Hello, guys, and welcome back to yet another meetup. Kaggle Days Surat. I'm host Manpreet, and it's really glad to be a part of Kaggle Days, and it feels so great to be a part of this community out here. Before we start our meetup today, I would like to thank our community partners, Merge Intern and Mozilla Gujarat, for being there as and supporting us to reach out to more and more students and the community regarding this. So today we have Abhishek Joshi with us, who has 14 years of experience and in diversified professional experience in delivering large scale consulting and system integration projects with leading UK and European banks insurance clients, and he also has a strong proven record in technology consulting and emerging technology adoption and architecture. Today he'll be sharing his views what will be the use cases solving operations teams that can use to it. So let's welcome Abhishek with us today. Hi Abhishek, welcome to Kaggle Days Meetup Surat.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
So,
Before we move ahead, would you like to please introduce yourself to our audience?
yeah, sure, I can do that. Maybe I can share my screen. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Just hold on. Let me know once it's visible.
yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, so hi, my name is Abhishek Joshi. I'm working as solution architect in MNG Investment London. So as we probably uh, as just mentioned that probably I have 14 years of experience in working in various technologies, mostly in the AI field and machine learning space, designing end-to-end solution for different banks, clients, insurance clients, etc. When we talk about just AI technology, it's mostly around AI, RPA, OCR, and machine learning. Also, probably I have rich experience of going into depth and deploying those machine learning microservices and algorithms onto production for most of the clients. Yeah, so that's my introduction.
Okay, moving forward, also how today you would be sharing your views on use solving use for the operations team.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how AI is playing role into different domains of IT.
So I think, as far as my knowledge is concerned, I am mostly involved in with the banking industry and insurance industry, where I think AI is playing a major role in implementing the different recommendations engine, where based on the data that the bank is holding or the banking clients are holding, the more the data you have, the more good recommendation the AI system will give, not only in the area of the payments, but also as one of the example that we'll see today is the operation area, and other one is the KYC, like where we are failing to know the customer if some new customer is coming. Definitely, the AI is playing a major role in the KYC space as well.
Well, I was reading this one of the use case that now banks are using to use NLP systems and understand the sentiments of the user and build according to that, change their policies according to that. So, does that work? How do you understand the human sentiments in that?
So generally, so take example of operation use case only. So generally, in customer care center, generally customer will respond that I am very frustrated with the service you have provided, or thank you for resolving my issue in a short span of time, or it could be anything. So based on those keywords that I am very frustrated, or I am very I'm thankful to you, or probably I'm very happy with those service, we identify what the sentiments of the user are, and accordingly we prioritize those issues, and we understand that probably we do am I reporting of those cases, whether how many of the customers are unhappy, how many of the customers are happy with us, what's their feedback, and accordingly based on the algorithms or the recommendation engine, not the recommendation engine, but the uh, the agent that is running behind those, who is handling those queries, accordingly reply to the customer. Say the the client who has responded us like, I'm very frustrated, accordingly we replied back to him, the bot replied to him saying that I understand your concern, probably you are worried, we'll take this issue as at our most priority. That is how we recommend, how we handle the identify the sentiments. And accordingly, based on the mi reportings, we understand, okay, the customer is not very happy. I think the report that we have seen is like, earlier, like the past month, only 30% customers were happy, sorry, 30% customers were not happy. Now it has been increased to 45%. Definitely we have to see how we can improve on those areas. So definitely, yes, to answer your question,
Well, Abhishek,
it
there
has
are
been,
many people.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I just wanted to say that many people have joined us through LinkedIn and all. I think that they're very excited for this session.
Okay.
Moving ahead, just last question from my side. We
Mhm.
start your session. While reading how bank systems have changed from like in India, basically, like earlier we for everything we used to visit banks and used to stand in queues, and now the system has changed to online banking and digital payment. Do you think this is also one step towards digitalization and AI, that the banks have studied their customer and now that has changed to being more
Yeah.
into digital thing?
So I think one of the statement that I read somewhere is like, which is what factor is making, or which what factor is implementing the digitization in different industries, whether that's a 5-year plan, 10-year plan, or something else. The answer was COVID. Because the banks, because of the COVID situation, you can't visit the banks, and because of all of a sudden this thing happened this year, and all the industry, not just the banks, they are started going into the digitization space. And that's where also bank was one of the market leaders who started implementing the digital things, where like, even I remember the days when even for the address change you have to visit the bank, you have to be in the queue, and then you have to fill up the form. Now with the digital thing, like when everything can be done online, those FAQs are there, you can just upload your document. At the background, the bank will do the KYC, and accordingly they will update your address. One of the example in UK I will say is the Monzo Bank. It doesn't have any branches, it doesn't have any offices. It's complete 100% digital bank. You can apply for an account online, you will get the card by your post. Everything is done online, and that's the market for every bank, where they have to think. Even if they are not running in the digital space, they have to implement that soon.
Yeah, like I was also reading that one of the applications is now the checkbooks that are coming are directly in a way that you can directly scan it from your mobile app or
Yeah.
something, and the money would get deposited directly into your
Yeah.
account. That's quite interesting. Yeah. So moving ahead, all the best for your session, and I hope our viewers enjoyed the session. And
Sure,
yeah.
definitely. Let me know what you can see it, and
Yeah, we can definitely see the screen, and if you want, we can just turn
accordingly.
off your camera. Yeah, I think we can just have the screen maybe.
Hi, is my screen visible?
Yeah,
So before I start picking up the operational use case and how we can solve the issue through AI in this field, I would first like to give some basics about to drive AI into business or organization or into a company. As you all know that about AI, AI and its many applications across sectors. Where this leads us to, like, how can you make this work for your organization? And here we need to get a credible, a viable, and a well justified business case. And that business case starts with an actionable insight. Remember, AI is all about interpreting and learning from data to reach to a decision, as we all know, and to make a prediction. So an actionable insight, what we are looking for here is essentially something that you learn that you didn't know before, and that you can do something with. Very often you will find that data can tell you things that are very interesting to know, but that you can't action. So clearly there is a wasted effort. So an actual insight generated from data where you can use data to augment what you are doing. And there's two dimension along which to think. So for one is the existing products and processes. Think about where data can generate insights that can make your current
I guess there was some net issue with our speaker. He'll be joining us shortly. Till then, if you have any questions for our speaker, you could put it down in the comment box below, whether it's you are watching this on LinkedIn Live or whether you're watching it on YouTube. And our speaker would be very happy to answer your questions and queries towards anything that you have, how AI can be used in bank sectors, how things work. Till then, I would like to say whatever use cases that I saw could be into the banking sector is one of the which I discussed is how sentimental analysis is being used. The other one which I found very interesting is how stock market is being judged on the new policies and how things are getting reacted and how people are using this thing to get into the banking. Then you have fraud detection, fraud think analysis that's happening in bank using AI, and there are many other things that happen using AI. So if you have any question or if you feel like you want me to answer any question, please let me know in the comment box and below.
Hi, sorry,
Hi Abhishek. Yeah, it's okay. It happens.
I think my
Yeah,
screen, my net is bad here. I don't know till which point, till what point you have heard me or what I was talking about. So
it's okay.
okay,
We
let's
heard you till the point when you were exploring these frameworks.
okay.
Yeah,
So
the last slide.
so this is the NAFTA framework that I was talking about. So generally, F generally is about finances. So here, think about the return on investment. So as you roll out or implement AI, you'll have to make investments. You will have to train people. You have to develop new processes. So you may have to buy in expertise. You may have to buy in software. So all this will incur a cost. So think about what is the actual saving that could generate, and thereby you generate your return on investment. Now the T is the test. Essentially here, uh, you are doing what Deming what would call essentially in the PCD cycle, the experiment phase. You create if you want a minimum viable product. If you like startup, so here you are trying to demonstrate in a short pilot that what you are proposing is feasible, and also from that follows which resources will you need. And lastly, in the analysis, here we come to the risk and opportunities that come from it. And any change incur risk. So therefore, you should be aware of not just the financial return, but also the long-term risk and opportunities that arise from this change. So, moving more talking about going into each individual detail of it. What needs is actually identifying a problem. I will just go one by one. Identify the a problem in the organization that cannot be solved by conventional means. So I think just we talk about like how what we can solve, what in the bank, what is currently done within the branch and cannot be done online. So those are conventional means, but can be potentially solved by AI. The AI component to be implemented should be well defined and concise, aimed at solving a specific problem in the organization. Second is alignment. So aligning with the broader strategy. To ensure effective implementation, it is crucial that the implementation aligns with the organization's broader strategy. Achieving this alignment may require understanding how processes operate internally in the organization, knowing processes performance, identifying processes that support organization objectives. Third one is finance. Definitely the money that you're putting, whether you are getting the benefit out of it or not, that is something is from the finance. After the needs you have been identified and consideration has been given to implementing AI in line with the broader strategy, the organization should determine whether the implementation of AI is financially viable or not. The fourth one is testing the need for AI. In this step, test what the organization want from AI technologies so as to determine how to integrate them. The success of AI implementation depends on its successful integration into existing workflows rather than it replacing the existing workflows entirely. It is easier and tends to be more successful to request the workforce to slightly alter their working habits for a larger scale reward than requesting them to make magnificent alterations in habits for a small scale reward. Fifth one is analyze. So identifying the risk involved. Definitely, once you have done the testing, you have to identify the risk involved as well. So the organization should develop tools to identify the risk involved with the technology that is to be deployed in the organization. In identifying the risk, including ethical and legal concerns relating to the technology, the organization will be able to follow a proactive approach to filling the gaps and planning to possible negative efforts to the technology even before its implementation. So I think NAFTA is a good framework to use when you create your business case. Now, this framework is just one of many ways to generate a business case, and definitely, as I said, business case is an upfront exercise that you need to do before you implement any solution, and that's what we did for this operational use case as well, whether do we want to implement that or not, because the key always comes back to demonstrating a need and demonstrating a return on investment and showing that you are aware of questions surrounding feasibility, risk, and opportunities. So once you have established your use case, the question is which machine learning algorithm you are going to use. And I think that's where we know about different algorithms and probably how different analytical problems require AI tools. Here you can look at which algorithm you might want to choose for a particular problem. What you will see is what we can link the algorithms for each of the four types of learning that we have talked about, or what we know actually. Supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning, and of course deep learning, which, as you may remember, can be coupled with any of the former three. I'm not going into too much detail of this, but this is just the basics I wanted to cover before we go into a particular use case. Yeah. So talk about the custom care or the operations use case scenario. So for most product service companies, a major portion of their maintenance expenses is typically directed at customer care, which customer support agents playing a crucial role in continuously improving customer experiences by supporting and troubleshooting devices and systems issues. At the same time, many customer care organizations struggle to answer common issues such as how to reduce the time spent by customer care agents and to solve the problems, improve the customer satisfaction index, create a user-friendly system, reduce support center expenses, unpredictable and human behavior, and distinguish between the people's signatures. If I talk about, say, stop check, I think we just talk about the check in the example. I think one of the questions that was asked. So stop check is one of the example. Probably if you have put a sign, it's hard to identify the different people's signatures as well, so, which is a manual task. And definitely solution effectively applied to resolve all of these challenges that Royal Customer Care Support Centers. Through machine learning, the process of identifying problems and recommending fixes can be automated, either with or without agent intervention, which speeds problem resolutions, improve customer troubleshooting guide which they already have. Uh, in the archive, troubleshooting data is recorded in the form of a log, data that contains information about the conversation. Generally, this content is neither structured nor straightforward, making it difficult to summarize without human assistance. And to ensuring data complexity includes troubleshooting data is represented in a chatty.
Well, hi Abhishek, can you hear still?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Sorry, was that a connection drop in between? Can you hear me, Manpreet?
Yeah, there was one, just a single miss. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. The troubleshooting flows different, so ensuring the data complexities are there, and it includes the overall volume troubleshooting data. The troubleshooting flow differs from each product, and these are certain various challenges that we see within in the industry of a customer care support. And now, why we want to go digitize, or why a customer service we want to implement a digitization into the customer care industry. So McKinsey and Company, a global management consulting firm, conducted a study which concluded that e-care is the future of customer service. According to the survey, the digital customer service customer satisfaction can be increased by 33% and cut cost by 25 to 35%. Digital technologies has changed customer habits. They expect to get what they want almost the exact moment they want it. Customers are market savvy, comparing the prices of products or checking reviews all within seconds thanks to the digital area that we have. Making customer service functions digital means more than just creating a company Twitter or Facebook account for customers to tweet complaints or leave ratings about it. So the need for the provision is reflected in our everyday shopping habits. Today, people use multiple devices to browse, research, read reviews, compare, ask peers for recommendation before finally moving on to actually buying something. Throughout this process, queries related to the products might come up. You may have problems, and you could need support. And definitely, like applying the MI to customer support is definitely depends on, because this solution aims to provide a new innovative business solution to enhance the efficiency of the product service. Client customer supports division business operation and helping business to save the cost in the processes. Using pattern recognition and computation learning, machine learning involves the construction of algorithms to learn from and make predictions on the data. Machine learning algorithms have existed for decades, but were used only for limited scientific purpose because of their cost and dependence on high levels of computing power. But which is now feasible with the computing power that we have with the lot of GPUs that are coming into the market, onto the cloud, etc. Uh, and with customer care, the primary focus on the machine learning solution is to equip the system with expert knowledge to understand the troubleshooting, the ability and skill of support agents to resolve customer complaints. And also, there should not be any human error that actually happens with the with the people that currently done by the people as an human error, like the signature mismatch or uh, any record that was misread by them. So, in summary, machine learning helps gather the knowledge of hundred of agents and SMEs and feeds the knowledge to support agents to accelerate time to resolution and effectively solve customer challenges. Now, I think these are some various features how we can do it, and how we cannot. Probably I will not go too much into detail, because I think that this is where this is mostly most of the theoretical things that I will just talk about, and I will not make your time boring. Just probably on this slide, that the point to note here is the new solution that we are talking about, the machine learning software helps customer care organization to do the following, which extract the insights from complex troubleshooting data, correlate various symptoms, problems, actions, fixes, and resolution, and recommend fixes and solution based on existing symptoms to quickly resolve customer problems. So using a large volume of troubleshooting history, as I mentioned, that data is the key. The more the data you have, the more the good system or the good recommendation system you will generate. So here also what we are saying is the system generates a more generalized machine learning model for prediction, problem solving, and recommendations to customer issues. And that's a key here. Like probably once you have in the support area, if you know the troubleshooting historical logs that you have, the more refined generalized engine or the recommendation engine you will able to build. Yeah, this is more of a taxonomy. I will not bore you with this as well. Yeah, so I think that's another one. uh, so on this slide what we are saying here is, consider the current experience of buying product on a retail site. So many sites typically highlight and recommend options based on prior customer interactions and transactions to help customers choose the best product. In a similar manner, a customer care agent will only minimal knowledge with only minimal knowledge of here is a hypothetical use
Hello,
case.
guys. I guess there's actually yeah,
Hi, sorry, Manpreet, can you hear me?
yeah.
Sorry for the network issue. Yeah, so what I'm saying here is the figure that depicts here is the hypothetical use case of how solution uses recommendation to solve a specific customer issues involving low speed connectivity. The system begins with broad recommendation using the initial symptoms provided, and when more symptoms are injected into the systems, it offers increasingly personalized recommendations based on the history of continuous learning it has with the ticket data. Hope I am still audible to everyone. Okay. Manpreet, can you hear me?
Hello. Yep, I can hear you. So, how's the session? You all liking it till then? It feels so great
The
to know.
question?
Hello. It feels actually great to know how different sectors of banking and finance is using AI as it's being discussed by Abhishek. And if you all also feel that there's something that a use case that you have found out and it's quite interesting, then we can definitely discuss it over here on the as it's this community learning and growing from each other. And I feel that it's good. So, is there anyone who would like to come up and like share any use case they found out very interesting in the field of banking and finance? And let's wait for like 5 minutes for our speaker to join us back. I guess there's some net connectivity issues. And if it's the case, I'll make sure that I'll get a PPT and his audio about the session and upload it for you guys on YouTube so that you don't miss out the session. And as we promised that we always have community meetings on Saturday, Sunday, and we are always there for you as a community. Yeah, let's just wait for like 5 minutes. Till then, like, I would like to ask you all about how is it working. Hi, Abhishek.
Hi, Manpreet.
I guess we can wrap it up now because I think the net issue is coming again. You could either send me a recording of the session, I'll
Okay,
edit and upload it. I think that would be a good thing.
that would be a good thing, I believe, yeah, because network issue is happening again and again. I will record the video and send it to you.
Oh, sure, that works then, I guess.
Sorry
I'll
for that.
just,
I think from next time I should make sure that network is proper.
it's okay because we are all virtual and it's always a learning, and if you don't make a mistake, how do you improve upon it? So here is one of the comment from our viewers is would like to know more about anomaly detection.
Sorry, for what?
Want to know more about anomaly detection.
Anomaly detection. I think that's not my space, probably where I have not worked on, because that is more related to um, healthcare, I would say.
Okay.
And it's more of a detailed. I think that's mostly used in the healthcare space, but I think that's not something which I have used. But because as I know, but it's more often the identification of the rare items, events, and observations, which raises suspicious by different significantly from the majority of the data, and totally depends on the output from the data that you are getting, and you group them accordingly. So if so there are different algorithms to it, but yeah, it's more of a vast topic that one can go into to learn more about it.
Okay, so there are generally a lot of, frauds and scams that are
Yeah.
happening. So how does AI can be used to improve them or like make it little bit less, and how could it work on that?
So I think generally the fraud detection engines which are built, it totally works on again the data from the past records, that that the that the system has recorded from the client, like based on what cases have we the frauds have been recorded from the customer end. So say for example, whenever you make a payment or when you log into a screen, it asks for you to check a box that I'm not a robot. What does that
Yeah.
mean? Because people can do or write scripts based on the certain logics because they know the flow. If you and sometimes Google asks for you to click on images which has the bridge on it and which doesn't
Yeah.
have. Robot doesn't. Nowadays AI algorithm can find you for you which are bridges, which are not, because they are also getting smarter. In case of frauds, generally we understand the AI algorithm understands the user behavior, the way they are making the payment, from which IP they are making the payment, whether the system is registered, the beneficiary that they are making the payment to is one of the beneficiaries have they already make the payment in past, or is that a new payment? Generally we give them the alert, please do make sure this is a new recipient
Yeah.
that you are payment to. You would you like to continue?
Or
And
maybe from a new browser or something we are trying to do, we generally
and
get a mail twice to confirm.
and we also check the speed of the payment that they're trying to put in. Say suppose if generally if you are a human, you take around like 30 seconds of time to initiate a payment or 1 minute of time to initiate a payment. Generally the scripts that are written, they will just make the payment in 10 seconds, or even that will highlight the concerns. Like, so there are different rules. I can't tell you all the rules upfront what
Yeah.
bank intends. These are
Yeah.
something internal
Yeah.
to the bank that they want to allow anyone to
Yeah.
but they are they're in the market. You can just Google them, they will tell you some high level rules, and every bank has their own set of rules as well to check for the fraud.
Also, like how loan system gets improved using AI. Do you think we can improve the loan systems for like the current generation who just started to work, and when they apply for loan, it generally gets, disapproved, or the lot of paperwork that involves. So can there be AI used in getting
Yes.
loans, or yeah?
So I think generally in the loan industry, the main thing that any bank will look for is the credit rating,
Yeah.
whether that user has a good credit rating available already or not. I know
Okay.
a startup where, say, take example of UK. If you if you come to UK and you have already be staying in the UK since last couple of years, you don't have a credit rating already, you will not be eligible for the loan because since there is no credit rating available for you. What that startup come up with an idea is they will not look for the credit card history, they will not look for the bank history, they will look your social profiles, how many friends you
Oh,
connected with, what Twitter have you put in the onto the tweet, what different Twitters have you posted on your, what LinkedIn connections that you have, and even on those factors will come up with some credit profile for you and give the recommendation based on that. Some banks within Germany and other countries are already using that because for any bank, the expats that are coming, the foreigners that are coming, it's a major market for them.
yeah.
Every country, countries like UK, I think every year, I think 15 to 20% people come every year, and it's growing continuously. For any bank to attract that crowd, it's a challenge, and probably there is no history, and that's where this startup market comes. Answering to answer your question, in loan industry, there are different things. As you said, paper OCR is one of the thing where thing is getting digitized.
Yeah.
Uh, First thing is definitely they're providing the user interface instead of asking too many questions. If the customer is already part of the bank, they will just load the data from back end, asking just one or two questions. Don't worry, we have all the information for you. Don't have to fill everything from scratch. Just answer these three fields quickly. You will get the decision. As I said, quickly getting the decision is another thing. Otherwise, in some banks, it takes around 2 days of time or 4 days of time. Now you're getting decisions in
Yeah.
just couple of minutes. What it is actually doing is it's just hitting few backend systems like Experian or credit rating. It's also hitting one of the internal bank systems to check whether has there any been fraud or cases registered against them. So there are different logics actually. It's in every aspect. AI is playing a major role. It could be KYC, it could be OCR, it could be digital front end, it could be making a decision based on the credit rating. So AI is everywhere probably nowadays,
Okay.
making this faster for the customers.
Also, like the last question for this session, as the new US president has been elected, do you think that would affect in any way the stocks, the markets, and if he brings new policies that affects the stocks and the banking system in any way? When a president is elected and new policies are made.
Definitely, it always affect because we have seen in India as well. Whenever there is a strong candidate coming, the market goes up. And since US has a major influence across all over the world and being a market leader in every aspect, I think there has already always been a growth in the markets or downfall in the market based on who are the candidate is coming. And that's the reason probably yesterday you have seen a growth in the market as well, just because people were expecting Biden to come, and that's actually what happened.
Yeah.
Most of them were against the favor that Trump will not come. Otherwise, if Trump would have been come, I would say you would not have seen that major growth in the market yesterday, which happened actually. And definitely the policies which they have put in their or shown in their election campaign also impact with the new policies what they will come, and how good relation countries will make with the US as well. That also, because being China is one of the market leader now, US were not having good relations in last couple of months, and how Biden will solve that's also a challenge for the US.
Yeah. So, like the social media and the government and all other play also play a very important role that impact other
Yeah.
industries and other sectors a lot. Well,
Definitely, I think like in the COVID situation, everyone is relying on internet and social media only to get all the things, and based on that only they are voting the best candidate.
Yeah. Even we are connecting to the people all around the world through internet and YouTube.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I think internet has, if used in a very good way, is comes out a boon for us, and if not,
Yeah.
then it could be a curse for us. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and I'll be uploading his PPT and his video soon out on the YouTube as soon as I get it. And yeah, thank
Okay.
you for joining us today, and thank you so much for watching us today on Sunday evening, and thank you so much for spending your time with us on a weekend. So. Yeah.
Thank you, Manpreet, for your time, and sorry for the issue again.
It's okay.
Didn't go well,
Yeah,
but
it's actually net. It's like not. It can happen anytime to anyone. So
thank you so much. Have a lovely
thank you
day.
so